MTG Scoundrels, it's in the cardboard. Ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels of all ages, welcome back to Modern Weekly. This week on the docket we have Esper Scam versus Rakdos Reanimator. And we're hopping right into game one here. Looks like we got a Blood Crypt for the Reanimator player. Godless Shrine for Esper Scam here. Into... oh, yep, there's a Thoughtseize. And in response, the Reanimator player cycling the Troll of Khazad-dûm to find a mountain, or excuse me, to find a swamp. Gotta love the swamp cycling ability there. Looks like taking the Persist, going to 16. Orcish Bowmasters here for the Reanimator player, dealing in damage, putting us to 15-16. Comes with an Orc army. Land in an attack here. Looks like Solitude pitching Leyline Binding into ephemerating the Solitude to take out the army and the Orcish Bowmasters. Bringing us to 15-18. Oop, shaky camera there. Marsh Flats here. Attacking for 3 with the Solitude. Into another Thoughtseize. Taking the One Ring. And looks like we have a fetch here as well. Of course, the One Ring being one of the strongest cards to come out of the Lord of the Rings set straight into Modern. And looks like the Esper Scam player found another Triome here. Looks like we have a Xander's Lounge and an Indatha Triome. Drawing for turn. Into another Thoughtseize. Wow. This time taking the Beseech the Mirror and attacking for 3. Here we have a Persist off the top, reanimating the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Showing there with a -1/-1 counter from the Persist. Alright. And there is an evoked Mulldrifter to draw 2 cards. harsh flats here for the Esper Scam player and a pass. Looks like we got the attack there with the troll, bringing us to 11 to 12. And then the fetch bringing us 10 to 12, it looks like. Yep, finding the tapped shock land there. Looks like a hallowed fountain. Drawing for turn. Flooded Strand. An attack for 3. And a pass. Land into an attack into a leyline binding targeting the troll. Leyline binding has become the premier removal spell in this format. Looks like we have a fetch here for the Rakdos Reanimator player, finding the basic swamp. It looks like double fetch, actually, and the Esper Scam player responding in kind. Four mana into Beseech the Mirror here. Finding a copy of Sheoldred the Apocalypse, looks like. Don't believe they had to reveal it here, but that's alright. Tends to be one of the 2 main targets of that card. There's an attack for 3, bringing us to 15 to 4. And looks like we have a persist here as well, persisting the Mole Drifter. To draw 2 cards. Land for turn, going to 13. Wow. Evoking another Mole Drifter to draw 2 more cards. And there is the One Ring. And a pass. Leaving the Reanimator player here with protection from everything. And a pass back. Activating the One Ring to draw a card. Taking 1 damage here at the beginning of their upkeep. And attempting to cast Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Playing a land for turn, and there is the Leyline Binding. Attempting to activate the One Ring in response into another Leyline Binding. And that's where we'll scoop it up heading into Game 2 here. Thank you so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. Had some wonderful responses last week to our Hardened Scales Murktide matchup. Remember, if you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. And you can always find the next game a little bit faster by checking the timestamps down below in the description. Some sideboard pieces we could see here from either player, really. Specifically for the Reanimator player, you could be seeing more Leyline of the Voids to stop the abusive scam pieces of the Esper scam list. You can definitely see some prismatic endings coming out of the board for the Esper scam player, just to try to, well, help remove more of these pieces that are difficult to remove. While Leyline Binding hits just about everything, it is a card that you only have 4 of, so you definitely need more options, and in this case, Prismatic Ending is a solid piece considering the Esper Scam player is running the Triumphs to be able to get to the 4th and 5th colors. Paul here on the Rakdos Reanimator list qualified for 2024's RC Denver, where he put up a pretty decent result. And of course on Esper Scam here we have Jason, who's recently top 8'd a couple of RCQs, most recently with Lannis combo in the modern format. And looks like we're about to hop into game 2 here. Looks like pregame effect, Leyline of the Void into a tapped Blood Crypt to start the match off. Looks like we have a tap Xander's Lounge and a pass. Tapped Blood Crypt and pass. And looks like there is a cycle of the Troll of Khazad-dûm to go find a swamp. Finding the Godless Shrine here. Playing the untapped Godless Shrine, going to 18. Into a Thoughtseize, going to 16. Lots of pieces to be taken here. Looks like taking the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Land for turn and pass. Looks like untapped Watery Grave, taken 2. Into another Thoughtseize. All the Thoughtseizes today. Taking the 1 ring, looks like. Bringing us to 14 to 20. And a pass of the turn here. And there was the fetch, bringing us to 14 to 19, playing another Leyline of the Void, just in case the first one would get hit by a Leyline Binding. like cycling the Troll of Khazad-dûm here. Finding the Indatha Triome, unlocking full domain. And a pass. Land and pass back. All right. And another pass. Some draw-go magic here. Up on the end step. Looks like going a little bit more aggressive here. Casting the Tishana's Tidebinder, and then attacking for 3. Another fetch here, going to 14 to 15. Into a Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, making a 2/2 Goblin Shaman token. And there is the Molten Collapse to take care of the Tishana's Tidebinder. Flooded Strand played. And looks like there's the prismatic ending targeting the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. To slow down the card selection of the Rakdos Reanimator list. An attack for 2, making a treasure token. Fetch at end of turn here. Finding the tapped Hallowed Fountain. Oh, nope. Decided against the Hallowed Fountain. Going for a basic, probably. Probably a decent idea going into a match against Rakdos, who could definitely find a Blood Moon off the top. There's the prismatic ending targeting the token. And a pass of the turn. And there is a Thoughtseize. Plenty of those today. A few options here for the Rakdos player. Looks like taking the Tishana's Tidebinder. Both players here playing with their hands up of known information. Definitely a polite way of playing. Land for turn and a pass. Land for turn and a pass. Those persists at the moment are a little dead in hand. Looks like both players fetching again. Achievement acquired. Could definitely see both of these lists eventually getting surveil lands in, now that those are available. And there's a cast of the One Ring. And looks like just a cycle and to force the Rakdos player to use their resources here. Casting the Reprieve. And there is a Mole Drifter. Hard cast. Looks like just checking to see that the colors were available. Drawing 2 cards. There's the Leyline Binding. In response to the One Ring activation. To take the One Ring out of the picture. Well, looks like there is a Grief. Pitching the Persist. And ephemerating the Grief. Taking Persist and Damnation here. And an attack for 2. Bringing us to 10-10. Looks like the ephemerate's just going to target the Mole Drifter on the rebound to draw 2 cards. And then drawing 1 more card. An attack for 3 here. And a discard to hand size. And scooping it up. There you have it. Both games going to Esper Scam. Rakdos Reanimator putting up a very solid fight, honestly. Heck of a match. Thank you so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. Tune in next week for another video here from Modern Weekly. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And we'll see you next week.